Hello everyone, I'm Ben. Some might laugh softly. I've met hundreds, even thousands of people like that. I've sat in tiny apartments in the middle of New York City, where the sound of traffic never stops, and listened to a man in his mid-50s, once strong, once the backbone of his family, break down in tears, because he said, I've sat in a warm kitchen of a Vietnamese family in Texas, where the mother carefully wrote down every expense in a small notebook. Her hands trembled a little when she said, I thought having a credit card was a good thing, but now I'm afraid to even look at my phone when the bank texts me. And I will never forget one winter evening when a young man in his early 20s, the age where life should feel open and full of possibility, looked at me and said, I just wanted to help my family. I never thought one credit card could make me feel like I failed. Credit card debt is not just debt, it is fear. It is the feeling of being stuck. It is sleepless nights. It is dinner tables gone quiet. It's when you swipe your card smile in front of others, but inside you whisper, how am I going to pay for this next month? Before we go any further, I want you to hear this clearly. This is not your fault. Not because you're irresponsible, not because you can't manage money, and definitely not because you're careless. We live in a society where spending is encouraged more than understanding, where financial companies spend millions studying human psychology just to make you buy something you don't actually need, where before you even realize it, you are pulled into a cycle called buy now, pay later, then keep paying. And credit cards are one of the most subtle traps. I say trap not to scare you, but because I have seen too many people fall into it without realizing. The card comes with sweet promises, 5% cash back, travel reward points, just pay the minimum, only 3% each month. Soft, easy, like a gentle hand on your shoulder saying, go ahead, enjoy life. But right behind that softness is a grip around your neck. Because once you pay only the minimum, the debt does not stay still. It grows. Interest builds. Then interest grows on that interest. Slowly, quietly. Until one day you look at the balance and ask, why does it never go down no matter how much I pay? If you've ever thought that, I want you to know something, you are not alone. I've been there too. I know that feeling. I remember opening my bill each month, feeling my heartbeat quicken, pretending I had control, until the moment I realized. A credit card is not freedom if you don't understand how it works. But here's the most important thing I want you to hear. We can get out. Truly get out. Not pay it off and then fall back in. Not suffer and restrict yourself just to survive. But rebuild your finances from the ground up, slowly, gently, steadily. I want you to imagine something. One morning you wake up and debt isn't the first thing on your mind. You can open your wallet and feel light. You can look at your family and feel peace. You can buy a cup of coffee with real money, not with debt. That feeling, it's soft, like spring after a long winter. I'm not saying this will be easy, but it is absolutely possible. And that journey begins with understanding. Understanding the trap, understanding how it works, and understanding the path out. In the next part, I'll walk with you, slowly, step by step, like a teacher guiding a child across a busy street. No hurry, no pressure, no judgment. We'll sit here together and find the way out. Are you ready? If you are, we'll move on to the next part. The first trap of credit cards and why it's so dangerous. Let's begin. The first trap, paying the minimum. All right, everyone. Now we begin for real. I want you to think about the last time you received your credit card bill. Do you remember? A sheet of paper or a notification on your phone showing 3 numbers. The total amount you owe, the interest added this month, and then the line that makes many people breathe a sigh of relief. Minimum payment due is It's small, it feels light, and it makes you think, oh, as long as I just pay this little amount, I'll be okay. But my friends, that line is the first trap, and it's a trap many people never escape. I once asked a retired driver living in California, do you remember why you only paid the minimum? He looked at me, smiled gently, and said something I believe many of us have thought. I figured that as long as I wasn't late, everything was still under control. Have you ever thought that too? I understand that feeling. Everyone wants peace. No one wants to face a large number. But I want you to picture this slowly. When you pay only 3% or 5% each month, you are only brushing the surface of the debt. The majority of what you owe stays there and continues to grow interest. And credit card interest is not soft. It is often between 18% and 35% per year, and some cards go even higher than 40%. Can you imagine that? If you owe $5,000 and only pay the minimum, you may end up paying $10,000 or even $15,000 in total, and it may take 3 to 10 years, sometimes longer. Years of your life, just to repay a dinner out of sale you wanted to take advantage of a trip you felt you deserved. Not because you were wrong, but because the system is designed so that you never finish paying. I remember a former student of mine named Emily. She told me, "I only use the card to buy a laptop for school, that's all." The laptop cost about $900. But because Emily only paid $25, $40 each month, after 4 years, she had paid nearly $400. The laptop still worked, but the debt had become a wound inside her. Emily looked at me and said, "It's not that I couldn't pay. I just never thought it would become this big. I feel stupid." I held her hand and told her, "You are not stupid. You are living in a world designed to hurt you without you realizing it. If you are listening to me and you feel ashamed, tired, or angry at yourself, I want you to pause. Take one slow breath. Listen carefully. You are not to blame. The system was built so that you keep owing, not so that you finish paying. Now I want you to imagine something simple. You are holding a bucket. In that bucket is water, the money you earn from your work. Each time you get paid, the bucket fills a little. But credit card debt is a tiny hole in the bottom. It's quiet. Well, you don't see it. It seems too small to matter. But day after day, month after month, year after year, it drains your life. You can work harder. You can earn more. You can sacrifice your time, your youth, your health. But the hole remains. And until you seal the hole, the bucket will never be full. Life is the same. There is no peace when there is debt. Not because money is everything, but because debt carries worry. Worry weakens sleep. Worry makes joy feel heavy. Worry stops you from promising anything. Worry stops you from dreaming. It keeps you always on guard. I want you to be free from that. Not to become wealthy, but to breathe again. There is something I always tell my students. Credit card debt doesn't make you poor right away. It makes you poor slowly. But if you realize this early, you can stop it. And that is why we are here. Not to judge, not to blame, but to see clearly and to find the way out. In the next part, I will show you the second trap, the one that sounds sweet but can be even more dangerous. 0% interest installments. But before we go there, if what I've said touches you, if you believe you deserve a gentler financial life, then I want you to do something small. Like this video, share it with someone you care about. Subscribe and turn on notifications. And comment below. I will end my debt this year. We say it and we do it. I am here with you. Second trap, 0% installments, sweet as honey, sharp as a knife. All right, everyone, let's keep going. If the minimum payment trap is a tiny hole quietly draining your finances, then the 0% installment plan is another kind of trap, smarter, subtler, and the kind that makes you feel like you're making a reasonable decision. And because it feels reasonable, it's dangerous. I remember a man named Marcus, about 42, who came to see me. A father working at an auto repair shop, steady, quiet, always putting his family first. He said he just wanted something better for my wife and kid. He bought a new TV, not something fancy, just a little bigger so the family could watch movies together on weekends. And the ad said, in big letters, 0% installments. Use your credit card. No financial pressure. Marcus told me, "Ben, it's 0%, no interest. Why not? I can pay it off slowly." Sounds reasonable, right? But here's the truth. 0% does not mean free. 0% is the bait. Have you noticed? To get 0% installments, you often accept an installment conversion fee, a monthly management fee, and most importantly, if you're late even once by just a day, the entire plan gets reclassified and your balance is charged at the card's regular APR, the highest rate. Meaning, you think you're walking on flat ground, but you're actually on a cliff edge. One small slip and you fall hard. I asked Marcus, what caused the first late payment? He went quiet. Then he said, "That month my kid had an asthma attack and had to be hospitalized. I had so much to handle that I forgot the due date." He wasn't being reckless. He wasn't irresponsible. He wasn't bad with numbers. He was a father who put his child ahead of a bill, and the system punished him for that. After that one late payment, the percent installment TV turned into regular credit card debt at 29% APR. Within 16 months, the total balance had nearly doubled. One TV, one reasonable decision, one 0% line, and many sleepless nights. I want you to pause for a moment. I want you to feel this. We're not just talking about money. We're talking about pressure, about self-blame, about the feeling that you did something wrong to your family. I've seen the strongest people break not because they lacked money, but because they felt they lost control of their lives. And that is what the 0% trap does so well. It lets you think you're in charge. But in reality, you're being led. Let me tell you another short story this time about a young woman, 27, named Helen. Helen bought a new phone for work. She said, "I don't want my friends or coworkers to think I'm behind." We can laugh about that. But truthfully, no one wants to be left behind. Helen chose 0% installments. Her monthly payment was tiny, almost weightless. Then one day her card was near its limit, and she made one small purchase, just a $6 coffee. A friend had invited her, a normal moment, but that little purchase pushed her total just over the program's limit by $4. And overnight, the phone shifted from 0% installments to regular credit card debt at 31% APR. $4. A tiny amount, but like a small snowflake slipping off a mountaintop, if it doesn't stop, it becomes an avalanche. I want you to remember this. Anything that makes you think it's fine, "I'll just pay it slowly," is something you should stop and look at carefully. Because when we believe the future will be easier than today, we often make choices that make the future heavier. None of us knows what next month will bring. Life doesn't book appointments in advance. Illness doesn't give notice. Jobs don't promise to stay. Family life isn't always calm, and that's why installment debt is dangerous. It forces your future to pay for your present decisions. I once heard a wise elder say, "Buying what you don't need now is stealing from your future self." Some things are worth buying. Some joys are worth having. I'm not here to tell you to live miserably or save so hard that you miss the beauty of life. I just want you to ask one simple question before you swipe. Can I pay for this today with real money? Or am I borrowing happiness from the future to fund this moment? If the answer is borrowing from the future, then pause. Just one beat. That single moment might save your entire financial journey. But I'm not here just to point out where the traps are. I'm here to show you the way out. And the way out isn't never use credit cards. It's not that. The way out is how we see money, how we talk to our needs, how we learn to live enough before we try to live rich. And to do that, we need to keep going. To a trap that's even more subtle, perks, points, cashback. The sweetest things and the easiest to get lost in. We'll talk about that in the next part. Slowly. One step at a time. I'm here. With you. Third trap: rewards, points, cashback. All right, everyone, let's continue. I want to talk to you about a very special trap. It doesn't threaten you. It doesn't pressure you. It doesn't make you feel cautious. On the contrary, it feels friendly, attractive, even clever. These are the programs. Reward points. Gefrashestech, 5% cashback, exclusive discount offers, Portudiri, birthday vouchers, buy one, get one for cardholders. I believe all of us have felt that little spark of joy when paying with a card and hearing, "You're getting cash back on this purchase." It makes us feel like we just saved money. We're enjoying a privilege. We're being smart consumers. But the truth is very different. I remember the first time my friend David proudly told me, "Ben, the more I spend, the more cash back I get. So it's actually beneficial, right?" I looked at his spending records from the last 3 months, and I asked him one simple question. "Out of the things you bought, how many did you actually need?" David was silent. I was silent. Not to make him feel bad, but to give him a chance to hear his own truth. I want you to try asking yourself that same question. Gently. No judgment. No shame. Just ask, did I need that, or did I buy it because it was on sale? You see, cashback and rewards programs are built on a very basic human psychology. We get excited when we receive something, even if it's small, and we're willing to give up something much bigger without realizing it. Let me put it simply. If you spend $1,000 just to get $30 back, you're not saving money. You're paying $970 for the illusion of saving. That is how banks and credit card companies profit. Not from the people who overspend recklessly, but from the people who believe they are spending wisely. Let me tell you a true story about a woman I worked with in Florida named Linda. Linda loved chasing deals. She kept a notebook tracking discounts by day and by store. She told me, "Ben, I don't waste money. I always wait for a discount before I buy." It sounded reasonable, even strategic. But when we reviewed her spending from the last 9 months, we realized 80% of what she bought was to satisfy the feeling of getting a discount, not because she needed any of it. She sat quietly, eyes softening. Then she whispered, "So I wasn't buying things. I was buying the feeling of being smart." I placed my hand on her shoulder and said slowly, We are human, and humans love the feeling of gain. But in this game with the banks, my friends, we are not the ones who write the rules. Imagine this. You're walking in a night market. No one forces you to buy anything. They just say, go ahead, it's on sale. If you don't buy now, you'll regret it. You don't need it, but because it's cheap, you buy it. When you get home, it goes on a shelf. It sits there, silent, unused, unimportant. But what you lost is not on the shelf. It's in your bank account. It's in the stress of paying your bill next month. It's in the anxiety you feel whenever money is mentioned. Banks don't want you to be rich. They just want you to spend. Every month you spend, they profit. Every month you pay late, they profit even more. Every time you fall for the fake savings feeling, they win again. So what do? We don't need to cancel cards. We don't need to reject every offer. We don't need to hide from life. No, what we need is to ask one question before spending. If there were no discount, would I still buy this? If the answer is no, then it is not necessary. Let it go. Let it pass. Not everything that excites our heart is meant to stay in our life. That is financial maturity. Not forcing ourselves to be poor, but recognizing when we are quietly hurting ourselves. And if right now you realize you've fallen into these traps before, I want you to know you are not wrong. You are not foolish. You are not a failure. You are simply living in a system designed to make you spend. But from this moment, you are stepping out. No rush, no pressure, just awareness. Awareness is the first step to freedom. Before we move to the next part, the most important part where I show you how to escape debt gently and realistically, I want you to take 4 simple actions right now. Like this video, share it with someone who needs it. Subscribe and turn on notifications. And comment below, I will end my debt this year. Write it with your own hand. Writing is the first act of commitment. I read every comment and I always reply. We're doing this together. The way out step by step to regain financial freedom. We've gone through the 3 traps of credit cards. Minimum payments, 0% installments, rewards of points, cash back. And if you feel you've fallen into at least one of these, I want you to know there is nothing to be ashamed of. We were never taught how to manage money in school. No one handed us a handbook on how to enter adulthood. We learned through mistakes, through setbacks, through those long, difficult nights when we woke up inside in the dark. But today, right here, I want you to feel something very clearly. There is no debt that cannot be escaped. No financial wound that cannot be healed. We don't fix everything in one day. We don't have to rush. We don't have to suffer. We just need to walk in the right direction, one step at a time. And the first step is always awareness. Now let's walk the path out of debt, the path toward peace, not stress. Step 1, stop the leaking. Before we pay off debt, we must stop debt from growing. Imagine you are in a small boat with a hole in the bottom. You can use a bucket to scoop water out, but if the hole remains, the water will always come back. The first thing you must do is not pay debt. It is to stop using the credit card right now. I'm not telling you to cut it up. Just set it aside. Put it where you can't reach it easily. Or even simpler, open your banking app and disable online payments for 30 days. We are stopping the bleeding so your financial body can begin to heal. Some will say, but Ben, I need a card for emergencies. No, what we need for emergencies is an emergency fund, and we'll get to that soon. Right now, we only stop the leak. Slowly, steadily. Step 2, list all your debts to see what you're facing. I know, many people are afraid to look at their total debt. But listen, the monster is only scary when we look away. When we face it, it becomes smaller. All you need is a blank sheet of paper and a pen, or your notes app. Write down card A, how much you owe, interest rate. Card B, how much you owe, interest rate. Card C, same term. No editing, no softening, no hiding, just the truth. I've seen dozens of faces while they write these numbers. Some hands shake. Some people laugh softly. Some sit quietly for minutes. But every one of them says the same thing. Finally, I can see it. Seeing is the first step to freedom. Step 3, use the debt avalanche method. There are 2 common repayment methods. Snowball, pay the smallest balance first. Avalanche, pay the highest interest first. And I want you to use Avalanche because it saves the most money and time. How to do it? Pay only the minimum on all cards. Put every extra dollar into the card with the highest interest rate. When that one is paid off, move to the next highest. And so on, card by card and breath by breath. You do not need to do it fast. You do not need to suffer. Just keep going. Do not stop. Like climbing a mountain, you don't need to run. You only need to place one step in front of the other. Slow, steady, you will reach the summit. I have seen people with $2,000 in debt finish it. I have seen people with $20,000 finish it. I have seen people with $120,000 finish it. All of them started with one small step. Step 4, build an emergency fund. Peace is the real wealth. I say this with complete sincerity. If you do not have an emergency fund, you will return to credit card debt. Not because you lack discipline, but because life does not warn us before it hits. A car breakdown, a sick child, a job loss, a pain in the chest at midnight. Any of these ordinary things is enough to push someone back into debt even when they are trying their hardest. The emergency fund does not need to be big at first. Start with $300, $500. Put it in a separate account, easy to access, but not too easy to spend. Each week, each month, add a little. Like placing trust back into your future self. Like telling yourself, I will protect you. I will not abandon you again. The emergency fund is not money. It is peace. And peace has no price. I want you to picture this. One morning you wake up. You no longer check your bank app the moment you open your eyes. You no longer dread the bills at the end of the month. You no longer fear phone calls from the bank. You breathe deeply. You eat slowly. You look at your family and you feel warm. That is freedom, not wealth, not luxury, just peace. And you deserve it. Starting today, not next year, not when life gets easier, not when your income goes up, but the moment you say, I choose to step out. And if you truly want to step out, I want you to take 4 actions right now as a commitment to yourself. Like this video, share it with at least one friend. Subscribe and turn on notifications. And comment below, I will end my debt this year. Write it with your hand, with your heart, as a promise to yourself. I am here. I read every comment. I walk this path with you. The journey back to peace. My friends, we've just walked through a journey that isn't only about money, it's about life. About the things we rarely say out loud. About the nights when you lay in bed, eyes open, staring at the ceiling and quietly asking, how do I get out of all this pressure? About the moments when you hold a bill in your hand and your heart skips a beat. About the days you smile at everyone while deep inside something never truly rests. About the times you tell yourself, I have to be strong, I have to keep going. And how long have you been doing that? A year, 5 years. Not everyone understands that. Not everyone sees the quiet strength you carry. But I see you. I hear you. I understand. I want you to remember this slowly, clearly. You are not alone. There are so many people out there just like you. They love their families. They work hard. They want to live kindly and build something steady. But debt has placed a weight on their shoulders that no one else can see. And sometimes the thing that hurts the most is not the number in the account, but the feeling of being stuck. But listen, no one is stuck forever. No matter how dark the road seems, even a small candle is enough to see the path. And that candle always begins inside you. Not from money, not from someone saving you, not from luck. It begins from the decision to change softly and firmly. No need for big declarations. No need to change your whole life in one day. Just say to yourself, I will go slowly, but I will go. And each day, you take one small step. Small enough that others won't notice. Small enough that sometimes even you won't notice. But those steps, they will carry you to where you deserve to be. A warm kitchen with the sound of water boiling. An evening without bank notifications. A deep sleep. A life where you're no longer chasing. No longer gasping for air. A life that is enough and peaceful. I often say this. Financial freedom is not about having a lot of money. Financial freedom is when money no longer controls how you feel. It's when you look at money with clarity, not fear. It's when you spend with intention, not impulse. It's when you know what you plant today, so tomorrow feels lighter. And that is not reserved for special people. It's for you. Exactly you. With your past, your stories, your scars no one else knows about. If anyone says it's too late for you, I hope you can smile and answer, no, I'm just getting started. No one knows your strength the way you do. You have lived, endured, tried, and stood back up more times than anyone knows. You've overcome things far harder than this. Credit cards, debt, these things will pass too. What matters is that you do not abandon yourself. You do not turn your back on your own future. You do not give up your right to live gently. And if right now as you read this, you feel your chest soften, if something inside you loosens, if a knot unwinds just a little, then I want you to know This is where the journey begins. Not tomorrow, not when things are better, not when everything is perfect, but right now, this very moment, with the breath you're taking, with the awareness returning to your heart, with the calm that is slowly settling in. You don't have to do anything more right now. Just feel it. Feel that there is a road made for you, a road quiet, open, steady, a road the size of your own heartbeat. You will walk it, and I will walk with you. No rush, no fear, no turning back. We simply continue. And one day very soon you will look back and say, freedom was never far from me. I just needed to remember how to walk toward it. I believe in you, more than you believe in yourself.